So I want to show you guys a plugin that somebody made for Max for Live. It only works in Max for Live 11 and 12, and I think you need at least standard edition plus the Max for Live to be able to do it. So you might as well say you need Suite, but I'm just telling you it works on both of those. Anywho, and here, let me show you what it looks like. That's not it. Here we go. So it's made by ElisabethHomeland, and she makes other plugins too, which I'm thinking about getting this Valhalla stuff because I use Valhalla a lot. She makes some Arturia wrappers too. As soon as she has them where they're ready for 12, then that's something I'm gonna look into getting at some point. She has some Native Instrument stuff. The one that we're gonna look at today is free though, and it's called Rename Clips to Track. So one of the things that kind of annoys me with Ableton Live, I thought they would fix this by now, is that it doesn't always rename the clip to whatever the track is. You have to manually go in and rename them sometimes. And here, I'll show you real quick. I'm going to use Scalar into a piano. So let me go up here to grab a plugin real quick. Let me just grab a guitar maybe this time. Okay, so we'll throw a guitar on this track even though it says keys. So let's say I'm playing around. Hopefully you can hear me pretty clear. Let's say I'm playing around. I'm just going to record something without and use the MIDI capture to capture it. Okay, so let's say I got that. Now I hit the MIDI capture. Now here it is over here. It threw it under the scalar, which is fine because I don't really care. But you see it did not name the clip. It didn't even name it Scalar Track, right? Which you would think it would at least name it whatever it's fallen under. So what she did, I'm going to remove this now, and you see I added mine to rename her right here. You could just put it on an audio track. It doesn't really matter. But you can rename the clip. So you can either do the session, the arrangement, or both session and arrangement. You can do all tracks or just tracks you select. I'm going to leave mine set to session and arrangement and all tracks. And I'm just going to click rename and look up here. Key chords, name the same thing, whatever the track is on. Of course, the color would need to be changed, but this happens quite often when you record, especially with the MIDI capture feature where it doesn't name it whatever the track is. And occasionally, so let's say I bring in an insert audio and I'm going to grab a sample pack and I'm just going to bring in, I don't know, this flute. So you'll see now it names it whatever that is. But let's say I don't want that 12 there because I don't want to know that it's the 12th track. It doesn't really matter to me. Click rename. And you see it added the same track name as whatever is there, plus the 12. So I don't like that at all. Oops. I guess it won't let me not name it something. So I'm going to put 0. Now I'm going to try to hit the renamer again. So now it named it to 0. So it matches whatever's on this track. So I just did that to show you that it'll match whatever's on this. So at least you don't have to go name each clip. The key is I don't want to name clips because you may have, let's say you have a bunch of clips, different ones. So you've made a clip here, Shift Command M, and it's not named, and you made a clip here, Shift Command M, and there's various things going on, but you want them all to match the same name. Boom, key chords, key chords, key chords. So that's great. So for me, that's a great feature. It may not mean much to you, but having if you have a bunch of small ones, especially like snares, if you want to do audio, but you want to use a couple different snares, but you want the snare to just be the same name and you don't want to have to look at one that says this snare, that snare, whatever on the various names. You just want it to be the snare track. You'll get, at that point, you'll get the sense of it more. I'll show you that real quick just for the sake of, it won't take that long to do it. So we'll use Eldre drums, go one shots, and let's grab a snare. Let's just grab a rim. There we go. So let's say I brought a rim here. Now for you to really notice this one, I'm probably gonna have to zoom in. So give me a second to zoom in. There you go. I'm gonna grab, but I like this rim. So I want this rim to be maybe on the 2, I don't know. So now you got 2 different rims, different names. A renamer will name them whatever this is. So let's just say you want to rename this snare, or rim, I should say. Now all you got to do is click on the renamer, and they're both going to be called rim, which is kind of nice to keep everything orderly in your projects. There's other reasons maybe this would come in handy too, but for right now, this is the one that I like it the best for, is just being able to rename parts. Now, you may want to be that person that keeps the different rims to know, in this particular case, to know which ones you used. For me, it doesn't really mean anything because eventually I'm going to go command, oops, not that command. I'm probably going to go command J and consolidate them and put them together. And then again, once you consolidate something, you see it, it'll put like a time and date and number on there. Just hit rim again, rename, and it'll rename it. And I don't have to type it in 100 times. I don't have to right click on here, go rename, and then edit it for each clip if I'm going to use different ones. So anyway, just a cool tool, and it's free, so why not get it? If you use Max for Live, I think you'll appreciate this. I did not get paid for this. This is obviously free, so I got it just like you would get it for free. But if you need that feature, since Max for Live doesn't really have that feature as far as I know, you have to find something to rename all the different clips that you may have, then hey, why not grab it? It would be nice though too if you consolidate it. Let's say you make a clip, which I'm trying to do right now and it's not doing it. It's having a moment. Let's just make a clip here. Oh wait, that's because this is a audio track. I'm tripping. Let's get something else. Let's delete that one. Just bring in a MIDI. I wanted to show you this. It would be nice if I make a clip and it just automatically named that clip to, let's say, whatever this is. But it doesn't. So you have to go in and either rename it yourself, and I can understand why, because maybe, and by the way, if you leave this on all tracks, it's going to do it literally for all tracks. So if you're just trying to work on one, your best bet would be to do it for the one that you select, which is kind of weird. Let's see how that works. Hold on. So let's rename this clip to 0. Okay. So let's say I want to rename just the selected track. How will I select the track and it know? It doesn't. See, that's what I was wondering. So that's one thing that she may have to figure out. I don't know how she would do that. Because if you select selected track and your renamer is on a separate track, so maybe you would have to option copy it or something. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put this on every track. I think that would be kind of pointless. I'll probably end up sticking with all tracks and just use it when I need it. But that's kind of one of the things she might. I don't know her, by the way, or I just know that ElisabethHomeland has some cool features, but she might think about updating on the next version of it, where it could sit on a different track, but you could select this track and it just somehow rename it. I don't know how she would make that, to be honest, because I don't make anything like this devices, but that's something that would be nice. Anyway, just a cool plug-in for free. Why not try it if you want it? Here it is. This is version 1.0, so I'm assuming that she'll be making some updates as time goes on to maybe enhance it a little bit more. But that's it for this video.